This is Dr. Daniel Sabol, and we're here shooting the cognitive edge, where you'll get insight, innovation, and impact to bring back to your classroom to help your students and possibly have some sort of a, um, a role on them. Today, I have a very special guest with me. I have the librarian's librarian. I have Miss Tracey Wong with me. And Miss Wong, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to this point?
I've been a librarian or in education for 24 years. I've been a librarian for 12 years, school libraries. I love creating participatory learning cultures where kids have opportunities to explore, tinker, create. I think that's one of the most important forms of thinking because not only does it instill problem solving, but also critical thinking that deepens how a child approaches learning in life.
Right. And you know that when you mentioned that critical thinking piece, seeing that a lot with artificial intelligence, and really teaching students how to, have that sort of metacognition or that ability to think about their own thinking and to take I'm not sure how you feel about this, but a student now could potentially use AI in a way that helps them where they ask it, like, how do you change, a bathroom sink, let's just say, and it prints out directions, and then they're able to take that, fix the sink, and then possibly use what they have for transference to another skill. So do you think like AI, that's the positive sort of side of AI?
I think there are a lot of positive sides to AI, and now more than ever, you need librarians to help guide students, people through the ethical implications of it and how to use it responsibly. That's so important because if not, I've seen children use it the same way they would a Google search, and that doesn't make sense because you don't need AI for that.
Right.
AI does use a lot of natural resources, and if you're going to use it, there's a right and a wrong way to use it. I think it's important that everybody learns the right and wrong way. And it's also something that has a very generative side so that children can do so much more and impact their learning. It's not meant to just answer all the questions and take over your brain. You're still supposed to use your brain, but
Right.
in a better, smarter capacity so that it's doing the menial or the grunt work for you, so to speak. So I think AI has enormous potential, but at the same time, children, students, parents have to learn how to use it responsibly, and that's up to librarians to do.
Now there was an article in one of the magazines, I can't remember, Fortune or Money or one, that librarians would be um, basically outsourced by AI. How do you feel about that?
That's a absolute misstatement, and I don't feel it would or ever should happen.
Mhm.
That's the same way as people saying back in the day, oh, we have the internet now. We don't need librarians. But
Right.
you do because they have to understand about plagiarism and sources and note taking and a lot of other different implications and pertaining to the foundation of information fluency. So even though AI is there, to really maximize the potential to enhance what users are acquiring, their own knowledge base and their own critical thinking skills
Yeah.
and where they could be in life, you do need librarians to help guide and teach ethical usage and how to be responsible.
What, you've been a library media specialist. You've been, uh, you know, you've run large districts. You've done different things. So you have a positive and a good, really good, because also I know you. Um, and, you have a very good outlook on things. Where do you see libraries, say, in the next, like, I know it's hard, but like, where do you see them going? And where do you see us in 3 years from now or 2 years from now, in terms of, what we're doing?
Uh, I believe that the library is going to expand upon innovation labs. I think they're going to use the new sources of technology to expand what's already happened in terms of making, creating, because now you have generative AI, which gives people a chance who weren't necessarily creative, a chance to be entrepreneurs, a chance to better grasp financial literacy and make improvements in their own life, as well as help the community. So I think people are going to start to understand how they can use it, how they could also start to innovate within the library and use the library resources so they don't have to come out of pocket for machinery or equipment that they want to have access to that's very expensive. And you're going to see a lot of creators, a lot of entrepreneurs actually coming the way through the library, making an in-way for themselves and expanding on their own and turning around and hopefully mentoring and helping others along the way.
I think that you've made some really good points there. My last question is technology. Um, do you think like the Chromebook thing and the way that things have been running for the past say 5 years, moving forward, it's sustainable, or do you think that it's not, the best idea?
I think there's a lot of issues with Chromebooks and children using them with access, bringing things down from the cloud. So
Right.
while I think the intent is good to have them and to have students on their own devices, there is a lot of other things going on that I don't necessarily think that that is the way of the future. What is the way of the future? I'm not sure, but I also think that there's going to be new technologies coming out. There's going to be headsets, eyewear, where children are going to be actually doing things within the framework of that. So there is a lot of potential in the future. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be, but I think AI will play a large part in it.
Yeah, I do too. So, um, I want to thank you, and I want to say I am excited that I was able to have you on the cognitive edge. And I know that when people watch this, they're going to get a lot of positive information from you. So again, I thank you for being on our
Thank
show.
you for having me. It
Yes,
was a pleasure.
and yes, and we thank you. And we hope to have you again.
Sounds great.
All
Talk
right.
soon. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.